What's going on, guys? It's Luke here. Today I want to come back with another educational video for you guys. This one's not going to show the greatest example, but this concept is super overlooked, I feel like, in trading, especially when you're trading NQ and ES, and it's going to be correlation. And I'm going to show you guys a specific example of this today. I ended up catching a nice trade off this today. Didn't got the whole benefits of it, obviously, because I don't trade later in the day, so I wasn't comfortable holding this trade throughout the whole PM session, but the point of this still stands. And correlation is something that I've been using a lot, of how NQ and ES are going to correlate with each other. So let's put the replay tool back on. I'm gonna try to make this video pretty quick just so it's not like really boring. So at this point right here, this is just before 11 o'clock or around 11 o'clock. We'd already had a nice short here to take out the PPI lows. This was data highs and data lows. We already caught a scalp down here, but now price had came back and it was continuing to respect this 15-minute bearish fair value gap right here. And we still had tons of draws on liquidity lower. We had this wick low right here. We had these London lows. We had Asia lows, and then we had a 4-hour gap resting right here. But the main thing right here is NQ is respecting this 15-minute bearish fair value gap. Now, in order for us to want to take shorts, it would make sense that ES was also in bearish order flow, would it not? But at this time, let's go over to ES and see what ES was doing. At this time, ES was, well, we're going to go back a little bit. Sorry, I'm pressed a little bit too forward, but this is where I'm looking at right here, around 1025. So NQ at this point is within this 15-minute bearish fair value gap right here. So obviously it's in bearish order flow. We're respecting a bearish continuation confluence, and we want to see price. Obviously, if we want to be bullish, we need to see it inverse this gap. Otherwise, obviously, what do we expect to happen from a bearish fair value gap? We want to see price continue lower. But at this time, ES is in bullish order flow. As you can see, it's in a bullish fair value gap right here. So obviously, I don't want to be shorting on NQ. Well, ES not only is in bullish order flow, but it's super close to having taking out the data highs right here. So in order for me to want to take shorts on NQ, I want to see ES correlate and also flip to bearish order flow. So I want to see both of them working together, basically. So if we press forward a little bit, we're going to see the order flow get shifted right here. And this 5-minute gap right here is basically the last line of defense for the bulls. When this shifts and we inverse this gap on this bearish close right here, we come back in and retest it. What is this? This is an order flow shift. We're shifting order flow from bullish to bearish. We're invalidating a bullish fair value gap. We're retracing, and we're in a bearish continuation confluence now. So now order flow has shifted from bullish to bearish. And now we go over to NQ. NQ at this whole time is still respecting this 15-minute bearish fair value gap. So obviously I'm still bearish. We're in a bearish confluence. I want to see price go lower. We still have draws lower. But now I have the confidence that ES has also shifted order flow. And now it's not only just NQ that's in bearish order flow. ES now has made a shift to the downside. We're retracing and we're in bearish order flow, right? So now I have the confidence in order to want to take this short, because NQ and ES are correlated with each other. So this is going to give me confidence to want to take a trade down to those continued sell side draws and liquidity. Whether you get it on NQ or on ES, the main takeaway of this is that order flow is bearish for both, and we have draws and liquidity lower. Now, obviously, I didn't get the full take profit, but at this point, it would have been around the time off this candle, 10:55, 11 o'clock, you could have got in shorts on NQ or on ES. So for me, I got in around this candle right here, stops above the wick, and I obviously took a small winner. I got in on this candle right here at 11:15. I ended up taking most of my profits here just because this was 11:30, and I don't like trading past 11:30. But what do you notice from there? Price after ES and NQ became correlated and order flow was bearish on both, price nuked and took out all the sell side draws on liquidity. Now we go over back to ES and it's the exact same story, right? On ES, we end up catching that short somewhere in around 11 o'clock, whatever. And you take the short, you put your stops above the 5-minute fair value gap. Price eventually, if you held all the way down, regardless, you would have caught a nice move, initial move down if you took profits there. But if you caught the entire move, price comes down, takes out all of those sell side draws on liquidity. Now, what's the main takeaway with this? Again, when we have draws on liquidity, we have strong draws on liquidity. Like we had PPI lows, we had Asia lows, we had these London lows, this 4-hour fair value gap. When ES order flow shifts from bullish to bearish and it's respecting bearish order flow, and NQ is continuing to respect bearish order flow, we know that both of them are now working in correlation, and we can basically look for shorts together to take out the continued sell side draws and liquidity. So sometimes if you're eyeing a short on NQ and its order flow is bearish, but order flow on ES is bullish, try to wait for that correlation and for ES order flow to shift in the same direction as NQ, and that's just going to give you a lot more confidence in your trades, especially if you have strong draws and liquidity that price is going to draw towards. So that's going to wrap it up for this one, guys. Correlation. I talk more about this in the free Discord. Again, if you guys want to join, everything's in here. Live trade commentary, all that stuff like that. Live trading soon, trade recaps, all that stuff in there. Again, I talk about this more in depth in the videos I drop in there. So if you guys want to join, the links will be in the pinned comment and the description. Mentorship links in the description as well. That's it for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.